Hi, this is MIcornus Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are dealing with skills that you cannot learn from school, but life is actually demanding you to bring and put on the table. Many of you would say, I've learned a lot at school, but I want to tell you now there are skills that you don't learn at school. And therefore, you may be frustrated even when you're coming from school, having master's degrees and PhDs and so on, but you don't master this type of skills, and therefore you're still frustrated despite of your education. And there are those of you who might have a lot of money, you're wealthy, but you lack these particular skills as well, and therefore you are in misery despite of the money that you have, despite of the amount of wealth that you have, just purely because you are actually having no skills of this kind. And that's the reason why we decided to address this on this platform, and I hope that that will help you. On this platform, we're developing ordinary young men into extraordinary men of wisdom, integrity, and character. And of course, we're doing this through kingdom principles. And I hope that you're going to become wiser after this. Now, the first skill that is actually not learned at school, but very important in life, is what we call mind management. And I want to speak about mind management right now. Now, mind management is very key because what you think is very key because it actually determines your lifestyle. What you think, it determines what decisions you make in life and how you want to live your life, how you do your life. But I want to also emphasize that what you think determines your perception, how you see things, how you see life, how you see situations as well. So that becomes very key for you to understand that. So mind management then therefore becomes very important. People who are with good mind management becomes a bit more superior in life because they are people that can manage situations. Because when you are able to manage your mind, you are able to know and anticipate actually what life can throw on you. And you can actually plan in advance how you're going to deal with life when life throws some curveballs upon your life. Remember that life is not for mama's babies, and I want to say that again. Because it's not for the softies, because it's not for people that are pitying themselves, because life doesn't pity-party anybody. And everybody's going through rough time in life. Everybody's going through the same challenges. Everybody's going through difficulties in life because life is not linear. It's not smooth. It's not something that you can frame and say life is this way. So I want you to understand that. So therefore, when you're going through troubles and problems and challenges, don't think that you're alone or you're the only person that's going through challenges. Now, the difference between people on earth is not that they are not facing challenges. Everybody's facing challenges and difficult challenges. Now, the difference between people on earth, particularly in this world, is purely because of what we call mind management. The difference in mind management actually separates people and makes them to be different from one another. And how you manage your mind is how you manage life. How you manage life is how you deal with situations in life. So we train our bodies, I know that. But no, most of the time we ignore our minds. We don't train our minds and we don't spend time in training our minds. So therefore, we have got these big muscles and six packs and so on, but our minds are shallow. But our minds cannot be dealing with situations and tough situations. We are tough on the body. We've got muscles and so on. We can lift weights in the gym and so on. But you're not tough on the mind. And when you're not tough in the mind, you find that you're going to become a failure with big muscles, but a failure. And I want to emphasize that because this is something that we need to speak, young men, and be unapologetic about it. Because most of the time, we ignore our minds so much, but therefore we deal with our bodies and everything else. But we forget that the mind is very key. Don't ignore your mind. Now, remember that when you train your mind, it brings peace to your mind. You bring your mind to serious perceptions whereby you build some good perceptions in you. How do you develop your mind? And as a Christian, I will challenge you that scriptures, which is the word of God, have got some positive way of developing your mind. It's got a positive way, that when you meditate upon scriptures, when you meditate upon positivity of the scriptures, you start to believe that which you meditate on. You start to believe that which God says in the Bible, and you become actually a better person, because your meditation upon the scriptures actually brings some revitalized life out of you. And your faith becomes better because you start to think actually more godly, in a godly way, and in the way God has got a lot in store for you. And therefore, you become very hopeful in life, and your mind then becomes better. So peace then develops from that. And also the other thing is that when you train your mind properly, you develop what we call focus. Remember that most of the time we don't focus because our minds are not well trained. Because a mind must be disciplined in a way of refusing to do things that are not supposed to be done at a particular time. Focus is when you look at what is important in your life and shape that which is important by channeling your mind to think solely about that which is important. And therefore, when your mind actually thinks about that all the time, that which you think of, so you become. And I want to say this, that out of the outflow of the heart, the person becomes. And when we talk about the heart in this regard, according to scriptures, we talk about the mind. So when the mind has actually conceived the things, and those things will manifest in your life. And that's the reason why, if you actually focus on things that are good, it's going to manifest in your life. You're going to start to see yourself progressive and successful in life purely because you're focusing on the right things in your life. So better decisions are coming out of a trained mind as well. So because many people are actually messed up in their lives today because of poor decisions that they've made. And I want to urge you as a young man that you focus on training your mind so that you can be able to make the right decisions. And right decisions, when they come, they shape you to the right path that will be safe as well for your life. Some of you are in prisons as you're listening to us right now, purely because of wrong decisions, purely because of the mind. So don't blame your friends. Don't blame the people that you were with when you did what you did, but start blaming your mind, because that's the beginning of maturity. When you start to say, but I've made wrong decisions myself. I've not focused in my life. So therefore, I must actually now start now to develop my mind to become a better person, to become a better thinker, to become a better decision maker, to become a better focused person. And as I do that, I'm going to become better in my life. And I want to emphasize that because it's very key, that you start to develop your mind to that level, to better decisions and to better focus in your life, and you become a better person in your life. This is very, very key. The other thing that is a skill that life demands, but you cannot learn from school, is mental education. Now, I've spoken about mind management, but this now is mental education. Now, mental education, we're speaking about how to think. How do you think? And this is very important, because if you don't know to structure your thoughts and how you think and how you plan things, you're going to have a problem, because you will actually think things that are not beneficial to you, things that are not going to build you, because you're not thinking right. And people that are not thinking straight see things in a wrong manner, so therefore they behave in a wrong manner. And that is why there are people that hate other people, because they are thinking about those people is wrong. Not that the people have done wrong to you, but it's because your thinking has lied to you that those people are plotting evil against you. And that's the reason why you see people that are actually unhappy with other people talking amongst each other, because you assume that people are talking about you. And that's an assumption. And that comes with how you think. Because how you think about other people, you always think that people are gossiping about you. You always think that people are plotting against you. You always think that people are colluding against you. When you think that way, it's the wrong way of thinking. So therefore, you need mental education, which will shape your mind to see things differently, because when you start to think right, you will actually see things in the right manner. Not what you think. We're talking about how you think. It's not what you think about, but it's how you think. Now, but it's very important that you build a strong belief system. Now, a belief system is built through thoughts. When you start to think things that are building, when you start to think things that are going to shape your life, when you start to think of things about things that are driving your life and bringing it together. So when you start to think about those things, you're building a strong belief system. Now, a belief system will actually build what we call a personality in you that will soon develop into a character. We've spoken about this a bit earlier, that a character is developed out of a proper belief system. And the people that have got the right belief system and that has shaped their character, they've got discipline in their lives because they don't do things that are driven by emotions of that particular time. You start to check on your belief system. Is it in line with what you want to do or not? Is it in line with where you are invited to or not? Is it in line with the people that are inviting you? Is it in line with the people that you associate to? That becomes very important. And that's what we call mental education. So you start to believe a strong belief system. The other thing is you develop a positive mindset, because a belief system that is correct, it actually develops what we call a positive mindset. A mindset of seeing positivity in everything. The mindset that sees success in despite of challenges in life. The mindset that doesn't see failure in everything, but it sees success and breakthrough. The mindset that sees a future that is bright instead of a future that is dim. Now, that's the mindset. And that mindset is not developed easily. It's developed out of what you think or how you think, because it's very important to know how you think. And it's very important that how you think develops a proper belief system. And that belief system, as I say, it will actually result into positive mindset. Now, that's the difference between people in life. That's the difference between success and failure. That is the difference between people that are positive and those that are negative. That is the success, the difference between people that progress and those that fail to progress. And that's the difference, the mindset. Because your mindset also formulates what we call a perception. And remember that your perception is actually driving your life. How you perceive things, how you perceive problems, how you perceive challenges, how you perceive life in general, how you perceive money, how you perceive relationship, how you perceive family, how you perceive everything in your life is going to develop the shape of your life. And your life is totally shaped basically by how you perceive things. And that develops out of what we call either a positive or a negative mindset. And that needs a mental education, therefore, that you need to develop in you. Now, work on your attitude in your life. Work on it every day. Because your attitude will also depend whether people like you or not. Your attitude will actually depend on whether people want to help you or not. There are many of you who fail to receive help from other people purely because of your wrong attitude towards them. Wrong attitude towards life. Wrong attitude towards situations. And that attitude that is wrong is actually making people to walk away from you. And majority of the people don't have proper relationships with people purely because of the wrong attitude. So work on your attitude every day. And that is a conscious decision. And that's something that you must start now and not tomorrow, because your attitude might have failed you a long time in your life, might have failed you in many things, but you can start now. It's never late. And as you start with shaping your attitude right now, you start to see things falling into place. And I want to say this, that your attitude must always be positive, and a positive attitude is attractive to people. And many people would love to help people with positive attitude, because your negative attitude will delay you, it will cause hindrances in your life, and most of the time, total failure and lack of success in your life. We want to end up here today. Your host, MIcornus Phokane. Remember, I'm the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. And I hope that you've learned out of this topic, a great topic indeed, but I hope that it has actually made an impact in your life. Remember that we've got social media platforms. Our Facebook page is Young Men Empowerment Forum. And my personal Facebook page, MIcornus Phokane. So please like those pages, follow us on those pages. Don't forget our YouTube channel as well, under Young Men Empowerment Forum. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. So make sure that you click notification button as well. And I believe that you're going to get best out of this, and the good Lord will bless you as you do that. Don't forget also to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on our TikTok account, MIcornus Phokane, and also our Instagram is MIcornus Phokane. So may you please share these platforms with your loved ones. Share with people that are interested in listening to us. It could be your family members, your friends, your colleagues at work as well. It's very important that you share and don't be selfish about it. May the good Lord bless you. Until we meet again with another topic, I believe that you learn out of these platforms. Allow us to check out right now and say cheers for now.